The network has provided us with a lot of peer learning through our engagement in the various meetings and working group activities that it provides. And as we started our journey of developing our sustainable banking principles for Ghana, this vast amount of knowledge available was very helpful for us. The other benefits that it's provided us is that it gives us sort of real-time, ongoing knowledge and awareness of what is going on around the world. So one of the key milestones we achieved was launching our sustainable banking principles in November 2019 after years of hard work and learning from the examples of other emerging economies like Ghana. And it is with great pride that I say that all the banks in Ghana signed off on these principles. We worked very closely with them from the get-go. It's not been a bed of roses. It's been a journey that has had its fair share of challenges, but it's also had its successes. We all converged around why this was important, and important not because it was a good thing to do, but because it made business sense. One of the key things we've done also is to create a governance structure around the implementation of the principles and the refining of the principles as we go along. The other thing is really the fact that before the start of implementation of the principles, data on ESG risks was non-existent in the country. And as part of implementing the principles, we're getting banks, like I said, to report to us on a quarterly basis how they're complying with the principles. And so we're slowly beginning to generate a database. One of these sustainable banking principles is the principle of financial inclusion, and the other one is the principle of gender equity. We're expecting banks to tell us how well they're doing in gender inclusivity, not only in their workplaces, not only in their corporate institutions, but also in terms of their lending. That's not to be taken for granted. It's quite a lot of work, it's quite intensive, it's quite resource intensive, and so really helping the banks to understand the need for that ultimately and supporting them to make the adjustments that are required. There's a lot of capacity building needs to reorient everyone, from supervisors to banks, and not just, when I say banks, not just the boards of directors, not only the key management personnel, but going right down to the teller. I think the pandemic has brought to fore the vulnerabilities in the safety nets that exist in the developing world. It is a good time for us to drum home the message and the idea of ESG being a mainstream part of the way we do finance and invariably the way our economies function. Climate change is real. Financial exclusion is real unless we reorganize the way in which our economies function and our financial systems and the financial markets function. We're not as strong as we think we are. The time is now when we need to prioritize ESG in finance. There's no sustainable or resilient future unless financial systems, our economies are environmentally friendly, inclusive, and are prioritizing good governance.